What is a measurement in quantum mechanics? Have you ever been in a room and you could have sworn you heard a faint whisper just on the edge of hearing? You freeze, you listen intently, and nothing. The moment you tried to pin it down, it vanished. It was only real in its potential to be real. Welcome, my friends, to the greatest and most profound mystery at the heart of our universe. This isn't a mystery about distant galaxies or black holes. This is a mystery about the very fabric of reality itself. And it's a mystery that implicates you. Yes, you, sitting there, watching this screen. Because what I want to talk about today is the simple, yet utterly universe-shattering act of measurement in the quantum world. And to understand it, we need to take a journey. Not a journey outward, but a journey inward, down to the very smallest scales of existence. Imagine for a moment that you could shrink yourself, smaller than a dust mote, smaller than a bacterium, smaller than a strand of DNA. You keep shrinking until you reach a realm where the very concept of a thing begins to dissolve. This is the quantum realm, and here the rules are not the rules of our solid, predictable world. Here, an electron is not a tiny, hard ball orbiting a nucleus like a planet around a sun. That's a comforting story, but it's a fairy tale. The truth is far more strange, far more magical. In its raw, unobserved state, an electron is more like a ghost, a smear of possibility, a cloud of potential. It exists, not in one place, but in a shimmering, vibrating dance of could be here and could be there all at once. Physicists have a technical term for this, but I like to call it a probability dream. It is a thing that is not a thing, a location that is all locations. It is a superposition, a state of being multiple, contradictory things simultaneously. Think of a magical coin spinning in a dark, sealed box. Before you open the box, is it heads or is it tails? In our big world, we'd say it's one or the other. We just don't know. But in the quantum world, that coin is genuinely, authentically, both heads and tails at the exact same time. It exists in a blurred state of reality, a cosmic superposition of two futures. This is the default state of the quantum world, a fluid, dreamlike ocean of potentiality. And this is where our story takes its first mystical turn, because this ocean of potential has a observer problem. Let's go back to our ghostly electron, our probability dream. It's happily existing in its multiple states, a fuzzy cloud of existence. Now, you, the scientist, want to know something simple. You want to know, where are you, little electron? So you design a machine to look, a detector. You press the button, you take the measurement, and pop, the dream collapses. The ghost becomes solid. The fuzzy cloud of potential instantly and randomly snaps into a single, definite point in space. The act of looking forced it to make a choice. The moment you asked the question, where are you? The universe was forced to provide an answer. This is the quantum measurement problem. It's the single most bizarre, counterintuitive, and mind-bending discovery in all of science. The act of observation, of measurement, doesn't just discover reality, it creates it. Let that sink in. Reality, at its most fundamental level, remains in a state of pure potential until a conscious being or a measuring device that extends our senses interacts with it. The tree falling in the forest with no one around doesn't just make no sound. In a very real sense, its constituent particles haven't even fully decided where they are until they are observed. This raises a question that borders on the theological, the philosophical, and the downright science fictional. What is so special about a measurement? What is so special about looking? Is it the physical intrusion? Is it the photon of light we bounce off the electron that disturbs it? Well, that's part of it, but it's not the whole story. The mystery is deeper. Because if that were all, then the measuring device itself would just become part of the quantum system. The detector, in trying to measure the electron's fuzzy location, should itself become fuzzy, entering a superposition of having detected the electron here and there at the same time. But that's not what happens. At some point, the fuzziness stops. A single, definite outcome is recorded. A click in the Geiger counter, a dot on a screen, a definite result. So what causes the collapse? Where is the boundary between the fuzzy quantum world and the sharp, classical world of our experience? This is the great divide, and many believe the answer is consciousness. The consciousness interpretation is perhaps the most mystical of all. It proposes that the probability dream, the superposition, can only be collapsed by an act of conscious awareness. That the universe was potential, a symphony of possibilities, waiting for a listener to bring it into being. That we, as conscious beings, are not merely passengers in the universe, but active participants in its creation. With every look, with every measurement, we are carving out reality from the raw material of the possible. We are the wizards, casting spells of reality simply by paying attention. Think of the ancient philosophers and mystics who claimed that the world is Maya, an illusion, that the true reality is a unified, undivided whole. It seems they might have been glimpsing a profound scientific truth through the lens of intuition and meditation. The quantum world is that unified whole, and our conscious observation is what breaks it into the separate, solid objects we perceive. Now, of course, there are other interpretations. The many worlds interpretation, for instance, offers a different kind of magic. It says the collapse is an illusion. There is no collapse. When you measure that spinning quantum coin, the universe doesn't choose heads or tails. It splits. In one branch of reality, you see heads. In another, an identical version of you sees tails. Every quantum possibility, every chance, every what if is played out in an infinite, ever-branching multiverse of realities. In this view, you are not a collapse-creating wizard, but a cosmic explorer, navigating an infinite fractal tree of your own possible lives. Then there is the idea of objective collapse, or the notion that reality becomes solid when a certain threshold of complexity is reached. But even these don't fully remove the profound strangeness, the magical quality of it all. So, what is a measurement in quantum mechanics? It is the moment the possible becomes the actual. It is the interface between the mind and the cosmos. It is the question that the universe demands an answer to. It is the point where the observer and the observed become entangled in a cosmic dance, forever linked. A measurement is the secret ingredient that transforms the recipe of reality into the meal we experience. It is the act of creation itself, happening trillions of times a second in every corner of the universe and within the very cells of your body. This is not just physics. This is the most profound story ever told about our place in the cosmos. We are not tiny, insignificant specks in a vast, uncaring machine. We are integral components of that machine. Our awareness is the tool the universe uses to know itself. The implications are staggering. It suggests that reality is a kind of dialogue, a participatory phenomenon. We are here to ask the questions, and in the asking, we shape the answers. So the next time you look up at the stars, remember, their light has been traveling for millions of years, a probability wavefront crossing the cosmos. But in a very real, quantum sense, those photons, those particles of light, only fully became what they are the moment they crashed into your retina and were perceived by your conscious mind. You are, in that moment, completing a cosmic circuit that began eons ago. You are bringing a piece of a distant star into reality. You are a creator. This is a lot to take in, I know. It's a concept that bends the mind and stirs the soul. If this journey into the heart of quantum reality captivated you, if it made you see the world in a new, more magical light, then please, do me a great favor. Like this video. It tells the algorithm that we're exploring profound ideas here, and it helps this channel grow. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, because we have so many more mysteries to uncover together. The nature of time, the illusion of space, the holographic principle, the wonders never cease. And I want to hear from you. This is a conversation. What do you think causes the collapse? Is it consciousness? Are we living in a multiverse? Let me know your thoughts, your wildest theories, in the comments below. I read every single one. For those of you who feel the call to dive even deeper, to explore the edges where physics meets philosophy and spirituality, I have written a book that expands on these ideas in ways we can only begin to touch on here. It's called Holographic Multiverse, and in it, we explore how this participatory reality might be a projection from a higher dimensional source, how consciousness might be the fundamental fabric of everything. If you're ready to have your perception of reality permanently altered, the link to purchase my book, Holographic Multiverse, is in the video description below. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey today. Remember, the universe is not just stranger than you imagine. It is stranger than you can imagine. Keep looking, keep questioning, and never stop being amazed. Until next time, stay curious.